And what's going on, fam? It is a glorious, glorious day 19 here. Happy New Year's. It's December 31st, 2021. Cheers to the end of it was a year. It was something of a year. All right, so down to business. So if you haven't noticed, I tend to go in this bit of a roller coaster of emotions. So today I'm feeling great. Today I'm feeling fantastic, which is a big step up from yesterday and much of this last week where I felt like garbage. So those are my two states: fantastic, garbage. Right? It's one of those two, and it kind of oscillates a little bit. So why am I feeling good? Well, it's New Year's. It's something to celebrate. It's actually gonna be it's gonna be a super quiet New Year's this year. Super quiet. I'm gonna be staying home. I just had a conversation with a friend. Probably gonna be resuming that conversation with her in a little bit. Talking about life, plans for the future, all of that. But otherwise, just staying home. I'm gonna make pasta in a little bit, a little food. And just making some music, making some beats, and kind of making some plans for the future. It's honestly just a super low-key, chill, quiet New Year's. I'm really not doing very much. And to be honest, I'm happy with that. I'm so not in the mood to go out and do anything crazy. So yeah, to being a grown-ass adult. But why am I happy? Let's go deeper on this one. So I'm apprehensive to use the word goal setting, but let's just say goal setting, only because I know, New Year's resolutions, right? There's this whole thing with New Year's resolutions where December 3rd, I was about to say January 31st. December 31st comes and people are like, "All right, you know what? Starting tomorrow in the new year, things are gonna be different this year," but they're not. Every year you make that same promise to yourself, and every year is the same thing, and things don't really change, right? So I'm very apprehensive about using the term New Year's resolutions, goal setting, and all of this. But something that I've learned about myself, right? Just let's take a moment for insight and wisdom here. Something that I've learned about myself is I'm very good at overwhelming myself. So I don't know what's going on with my jacket here. It's all over the place. Speaking of being focused, so I'm very good at overwhelming myself. What do I mean by that? Well, it's easy to sit down and get excited when you start doing goal setting. You're like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this other thing, and I'm going to master this, and I'm going to crush that, and I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be the best in business, and I'm going to read 3,000 books, and I'm going to run 10,000 marathons. You know what I mean? You set these big lofty goals. You're like, I'm going to do everything, because your brain is exploding with possibility, and you're like, I'm going to do everything, and nothing's going to stop me. And so it's so easy to get carried away with goal setting, because you're like, I'm going to do everything. I'm Superman, woman, person. I'm super person. I'm super person. This is 2022, remember. And you get carried away with goal setting, and then what happens? You do nothing. You accomplish none of them because your brain is overwhelmed. You're like, I can't actually run 10,000 marathons. That's a lot of marathons, and my knees will need to be replaced several times in order to make that happen. So I decided this year to make an attempt to use some wisdom, to use some introspection, to use some, as I believe Socrates said, know thyself, to use some insight in terms of who I am, how I operate, and to try to do goal setting better, do it better this year. Try to do something that would work for me this year. And so I said, okay, let's get rid of everything. Just get rid of everything. And then focus on just one goal, one task, one thing. Because something that I've learned about myself is I'm a very good optimizer. As in, I love having just one problem with multiple variables, and I'm like a puzzle trying to solve that one puzzle by moving the variables around until I figure out the solution to that puzzle, right? I like to optimize. I like to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until I crack the code and I figure it out. Where my brain gets stressed out is when I'm trying to do too many things and there's too many projects and too many variables, and my brain's like, I can't do this anymore. Shuts down, doesn't go anywhere. All right. So I said, okay, one project. And so I've been talking for a long time about launching a coaching business, right? And this is something I've been talking about for a long time, and I've taken bits and pieces of action here and there, and kind of dabbled and done a little bit here and there, but I haven't really fully gone into it and launched a coaching business. And I was asking myself, okay, what is the single biggest piece that's kind of preventing you from, if you're sitting here and you're like, I have this dream of being a coach, what is the barrier between dreaming of being a coach and being a coach? Right? And I realized that barrier is clients, right? If you don't have clients, you can sit around and dream of being a coach all you want, but you'll never be a coach until you have clients, right? So how do you get clients? Well, you need to have a lead generation system. You need to have some system, whether it's word of mouth, whether it's blogging, whether it's making YouTube videos, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's running Facebook ads. Whatever the system is, there needs to be a lead generation system that brings prospects, clients to me, right? So then I can transition from talking about being a coach to being a coach, because now I have clients coming to me, right? The lead generation, the client generation is the foundation of the business. Without the clients, there is no business, right? See how this works? Very simple. And so I realized that the single biggest thing stopping me from making that transition to being a coach is having the clients and having the lead generation. So I said, okay, what if you, again, forget everything else. Let everything else go. What if your one singular focus for the year was to make a freaking amazing lead generation system? What if you just focused on just mastering that one piece of that puzzle, lead generation, right? And so in my case, I'm looking at running Facebook ads, right? Facebook video ads, right? And so within that, there's several components, right? It's not like it's just one thing. There's several components involved here, right? So if I'm making let's just run through it, right? If I'm making a video ad lead generation campaign, okay, the first step is I need to make a video, right? Now within a video, I need to do like scripting. Okay, what am I going to say? Storyboarding. How is this going to play out? What am I offering? Am I going to include like personal stories, personal anecdotes? Is there going to be editing? Are there going to be, is it going to be jump cuts? Are there going to be like cut scenes in between each of the segments? Is there going to be music, right? What does the post-production look like? What is the ad copy? What does the ad copy say? Like, what does it actually say in the, in the written words, right? Again, what is the offer, right? What is it offering to the person? Why would they click the learn more button to find out, learn more, right? So what is the offer, right? And then there's, okay, now that I have a lead and I'm following up on WhatsApp, okay, then what is the process? What are the follow-up steps on WhatsApp? What am I saying? What am I doing? Do I have videos that I'm sending? Am I personalizing it? Right? So you can see within this one piece of the lead generation, there are several sub-variables, sub-pieces within that all kind of have to come together. And I think a big part of the reason that I've struggled with getting a business, going over the last few years is it's so easy to get distracted with all the different pieces and bells and whistles and fancy this and that and like all the different things going on, right? You kind of dabble here and explore there and experiment here and try this and try that, and like nothing ever really goes anywhere, right? And so this is why I'm very excited to just have this one singular goal for the year: master lead generation, figure out all those different variables of making videos, the offer, following up on WhatsApp, getting people, scheduling calls, right? Figuring out all of those variables, as well as, because I've also been very successfully making music, so then trying to figure out how to incorporate music into into my videos, right? So I'm excited for that. Why? Because like it's a challenge that I can wrap my brain around, right? It's a challenge where like my brain can understand and be like, okay, I understand what I'm doing here. I have some specific numbers that I'm working to hit that are ambitious. They're going to be difficult, but I have some specific numbers, specific metrics that I'm aiming to hit. I know the different variables that I have to work with. Okay, now just play and tweak with the different variables until you find the right combination that works and you hit your metrics, right? And so I'm excited because my brain can understand that. Anyway, I've been ranting and raving here for much too long here. It is almost 9 p.m. here on New Year's Eve, which means it's almost New Year's Eve, which means it's probably about my bedtime and I should be going to bed soon. So with all that said, wrapping up day 19 here and wrapping up 2021, and we are all very excited to not be in 2021 anymore, to be in 2022. And just a whole new year, because everything's going to be better next year, right? Yeah.